Have you ever caught yourself asking, should I tell them I have bipolar? Maybe someone you've been dating, a new employer, or a close friend, or maybe you've been carrying this diagnosis for years and you're still wondering whether you can trust someone. That fear is real. What if they see me differently? What if they judge me? What if they leave me? If you've wrestled with those questions, you're not alone. It's one of the most common conversations happening in the bipolar community today. In today's episode, we're going to walk through 6 questions that can help you make wise, confident decisions about who to tell and when to tell them and how to protect your peace along the way. Because here's what I've learned. You don't owe everyone your story, but you can also don't have to carry this story alone. So let's dive in. Part 1, start with this truth. Your diagnosis is personal, not public. One of the biggest mindset shifts I had to make was realizing that my bipolar diagnosis wasn't something I had to owe everyone. When I first was diagnosed, I felt like I had 2 choices, either tell everyone or tell no one. Over time, I realized there was a healthy middle ground. My diagnosis is personal. That means I get to choose who earns the right to hear what part of my story. There's a huge difference between living honestly and feeling obligated to explain yourself to everyone around you. One question I now ask myself, will sharing this information help create a healthier relationship? Or am I sharing because I feel guilty or pressured? Those are 2 very different motivations. Part 2, should you tell a new partner? This is probably one of the biggest questions I hear. When should I tell someone I'm dating? Here's my perspective. Don't tell someone on their first conversation simply because you feel like you have to confess something. And don't wait until you're deeply committed if your bipolar could significantly affect the relationship. Instead, wait until you've built some trust, until you've seen their character, until they've shown you that they can handle difficult conversations with kindness and maturity. Remember, you're not only asking, will they accept me, but you're also asking, are they emotionally safe enough to be part of my life? These are equally important questions. Part 3, should you tell your friends? Not every friend deserves the same level of access to your life. I've learned friendships has layers. Some people are wonderful activity friends. Some are work friends. Some are lifelong friends. Only a few become trusted friends. I've experienced relationships where people didn't understand mental illnesses, and I've also experienced an incredible gift of people who chose to learn, support me, and encourage me through difficult seasons. That taught me something important. Don't judge people by whether they already understand bipolar. Judge them by whether they're willing to understand. Those are very different things. Part 4, should you tell your employer? The answer is different for everyone here. In many cases, you don't have to disclose your diagnosis unless there is a specific reason you want to accommodate or support. Ask yourself, is sharing this information necessary? Will it help me perform my job better? Or am I sharing because I feel pressure to explain myself? Sometimes disclosure is supportive. Sometimes privacy is wisdom, though. Both choices can be healthy. The important thing is to make the decision intentionally and not emotionally. Part 5, what if someone judges you? So let's be really honest here. This is the fear underneath almost every disclosure question. What if they think I'm dangerous? What if they think I'm unstable? What if they leave? I've felt those fears too. Living with bipolar has taught me something I never actually expected. Someone else's misunderstanding doesn't determine my worth. If someone walks away after learning about your diagnosis, it hurts. But it also tells you something important. They may not have been capable of supporting you, the real you. The people who belong in your life won't expect perfection. They appreciate honesty, growth, and your willingness to take responsibility for your health. Those are the people worth investing in. Part 6. Remember, you are more than your bipolar. This is the heart of everything we talk about MindFit Empowerment. You are not your diagnosis. You're a person with dreams, struggles, strengths, purposes, relationships, gifts, and yes, you also happen to live with bipolar. For a long time after my diagnosis, I wondered if bipolar would always be the first thing people saw when they looked at me. Today, I know something different. The people who truly know me and don't define by my bipolar, they know me as someone who loves to teach, loves to love helping others, and is also passionate about encouraging people who feel like they've lost hope. Bipolar is part of my story, but it isn't the whole story. And the same is true for you. If today's episode encouraged you, I hope you remember this. You don't have to tell everyone. You don't have to tell no one. You simply need the wisdom to know who has earned the privilege of hearing your story. The goal isn't to hide. The goal is to share from a piece of confidence instead of fear. Thank you so much for spending your part of your day with me. If this episode encouraged you, be sure to subscribe to MindFit Empowerment so you never miss future conversations about building a fulfilling life with bipolar. And before you go, I'd love to bless you with a free resource that's helped many people build stability and hope. Download it from www.mindfitempowerment.com/freedom. And remember, at MindFit Empowerment, we believe bipolar may be part of your story, but it never has to define your future. Until next time, keep taking one intentional step to the fulfilling life that you're building. I'm cheering you on every step of the way. Be empowered. Until next time, this is Jen. I'll see you again soon.